Hi, everybody. This is Coach Allison, and welcome to week 1 of Defy Aging for 2022. That sounds weird to say. I'm coming to you from my living room. I'm on a little quarantine this week, so no gym for me, but we'll do what we can do in my living room with the equipment that I have. So our first week of Defy for this year is kind of a typical structure. We're going back to basics with standard stations. There's going to be one circuit of 7 exercises. We're going to go through those 7 exercises for 3 rounds. Everything's going to be 35 seconds on and 35 seconds off. Okay, we also do have a new warm-up and a new cool down. That'll be in a separate video. Okay, our 7 exercises. The first one, can't show you exactly because I don't have the right tool at home, but it's a medicine ball thruster. So I'm going to use a dumbbell instead of a medicine ball, but at the gyms, we do want you to use a medicine ball, even if you feel like you could possibly go heavier than the balls that we have. The reason is when you hold something like this where you can grip it, you're not needing to stabilize as much and you're not needing to press in. Now, when you just grip a ball, I have a slider, I'll pretend it's a ball. See how I have nothing to grab onto? When you kind of press inward to hold something, you're activating your pectoral muscles and a little bit more of your biceps. So that's why we switched it up this week with the medicine ball thruster. So keep that in mind. I do not have a medicine ball. Pretend this is a medicine ball. Okay, it's basically a squat plus an overhead press, really. But we call it a thruster because you do it all in one smooth motion and you use the momentum coming up from your squat to thrust the weight up or the ball up. So keep the medicine ball at your chest as you squat. Pretend you're sitting in that imaginary chair. Come up, press the ball overhead. And now one thing I want you to keep in mind, when you're down in the squat, try really hard to keep that medicine ball at your chest and not let it kind of sink down here. It's hard to do and it takes focus. So be thinking of that on every squat. Keep the elbows kind of up with the ball as opposed to back here. That'll help. One smooth movement. And that is your medicine ball thruster. Okay, the next one doesn't require any equipment. March in place with an overhead punch. Yeah, so this one looks a little goofy, but that's okay. So we're going to get a standard march going, and we're going to bring the opposite hand? Yes, opposite arm up, like a punching motion. And that's going to, first of all, the coordination is really tricky. So that's going to be just part of it. And second of all, it's going to get that heart rate up. Anytime you get the arms up overhead, especially with some speed, it's going to get that heart rate up. Okay, so that is our march in place with overhead punch. Okay, narrow chest press, a floor exercise. 2 weights for this. There's a whole bunch of varieties of chest presses. You can say hi to my dog in the background. So for this chest press, elbows are tucked into your side, so that naturally turns the weights facing inward, right? This is Sandy. This is a standard chest press with the palms forward. This is a narrow chest press. And we press straight up, straight down. It's like your elbows or your arms are on a track on the side of your body. Okay, so don't like swing them together and fly them apart. Elbows stay really tight into your side. And that's our narrow chest press. If you are unable to get to the floor, our standard variation, or I should say alternative option that we're going to go with is push-ups. So if you're unable to get to the floor, we're going to do push-ups on an incline or against a wall, either one, and that activates the same muscles. Now, the next one I can't show you because I'm at home. It's a Trx Back Row. I know a lot of you enjoy using the TRX when you're in the club, so I do not have one at home. So, of course, you know, if you're in the clubs, you'll be doing this with your coach. They will, of course, show you. But a TRX is that yellow, and at one of our clubs, it's blue strap system that's tied up to something high. It's a suspension system. So you will have the TRX in your hand. This is so silly because I know I can't show you. And you're going to lean back and then you're going to pull your body up. Okay? Pull your body up. Your arms are in the same position as that narrow chest press. So this was our narrow chest press. And this is our Trx Back Row. So the arms are actually in the same position. It's just when you're pushing something away from you, you're working your chest. When you're pulling yourself towards something, you're working your back. So again, I know that was silly because I couldn't exactly show you, but that's our Trx Back Row. Sumo hammer curl. So it's going to incorporate a sumo squat with a hammer bicep curl. You need 2 weights once again. Sumo squat is wider than, Sandy, can you? Sumo squat is wider than a standard squat. So this would be my standard squat, and this is going to be my sumo squat. Notice how my toes turn slightly out. I want you to step wider than you want to. It should be wide enough where it actually feels a little awkward. Arms are just right in the center. We don't want to try to keep the arms on the side because you'll have to hold the weights out. So arms are in the center. We do a squat, tracking the knee right over the ankle. Come up, and we do a hammer bicep curl. Okay, so sumo, up, curl. Sumo, up, curl. And that is our hammer, or our sumo hammer curl. All right, next one is mountain climbers. Cardio move. A lot of core, a lot of arms, a lot of shoulders, a lot of legs. So I guess you could say it's total body. For this one, there's a bunch of ways to do it. There's kind of 3 options how to do it. And then you can take those 3 options up to an incline if you prefer or need an incline version. So there's really a total of 6 options. Sandy, go. So you're in a push-up position to start. Okay, hands and toes. And the hardest way you can do it is run the feet like this. The next option is to kind of jump. So you switch legs in the air. And the final option is tapping those toes in. Okay, so again, you can take all of those options up onto an incline or an elevated surface if you need to. It's a very challenging exercise. That's going to be our cardio focus for the workout. Last one, little agility, control, balance, stability. Yeah, a lot of stuff. Sliders, we haven't used these for a while. They look a little different. We have different versions at all the gyms, but basically one side is going to be kind of foam, so for some traction, and the other side is going to be smooth, so it slides nice and easy. It's a slider lateral walk. So you put your foot on the sliders, okay, and we're basically walking sideways. So that's the lateral walk, okay? Take as big of a step as you can. It doesn't look like much. Usually the harder things are harder than what they look like, right? I don't have a lot of room to show you from the front. I guess maybe I do. Okay, so what's happening here, I'm needing to control using the strength of my hips and my legs, because when one leg slides out, it wants to kind of just keep going because it's slippery. So you have to stop that one side. Okay, so I need to stop this side, and then I need to activate this side to pull in. Those are both more challenging than it kind of looks like. So we're just going to go as far as you can to one direction and as far as you can to the other. If you're limited on space, you can just do back and forth. So, one side, the other side. I like to go farther. You can remove the sliders and do a side step without them if the sliders are maybe too advanced for you at this point, and that gives you something to work up to as you get stronger. And that is our 7 exercises. Okay, so that's our first week of Defy Aging. I hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you back for week 2.